Still reading it. Still reading Neverwhere. Seems to have it's like a whole city under the city, which I know they've done in a lot of other books. And there's Down Street. Down Street seems very difficult to get to. You have to get an elevator. You have to go way down. And then you have to cross over a plank. And you better not be scared of heights, because even though you're down underneath London and you get an elevator and you go way down, you still have to cross a plank that has 100-foot drop. So I guess all underneath London it goes way down into the earth. Anyways, or everything's just magical and you're not where you think you are. Like when they were on the train and the train just ended up in another place. But it's a whole different world, and there's the rat talkers. There's those that talk to the rats down there. And the two bad guys in this book, okay, they're gross. Okay? I guess biting heads off of a mouse or whatever. And they even mention cats, and it's a little hard to take. Just tell yourself it's a book. Sometimes getting lost in a book is you have to tell yourself it's a book. Yeah, especially when they bite the head off something because they eat live little animals. Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's supposed to make them more of a bad guy. When you eat poor helpless little things, it makes you more of a bad guy. I don't know. It's 11:45 and I still have a little ways to go. I'm getting near the end. It's a lot of world building this underground world in this book. It's the places and the traveling are a lot in this whole world that's built underneath everything, whether it's London, I think most of it's under London, or all of it's under London. I honestly can't remember where they start off. But it is pretty good. I think I'm just getting tired. And I should put it down. But gotta find out what's gonna happen now to Door. She has the power to open doors, but her real name's Doreen. And she can lay her hand on a locked door and it clicks open. I don't know if she can do any other magic or just that. That just seems to be her power that she does. She opens doors, opens things. The London Underground. Now, where is it? When they go to the Earl's court, it's actually run by an Earl. I don't even see it. There's all sorts of mysterious trains that run. There's Earl's Court. It's actually run by an Earl that they go to see. And there are trains, magical. Slipping through the cracks of reality, Richard lands in the Neverwhere, A London of shadows and darkness, monsters and saints, murderers and angels. They exist entirely in a subterranean labyrinth. The Neverwhere is home to Dor, who's Doreen, the mysterious girl Richard helped in the London above. Dor, a noblewoman whose family has been murdered, is on a quest to find the agent that slaughtered her family and thwart the destruction of this underworld kingdom. If Richard is to ever return to his former life, he must join the journey to save Dor's world and find a way to survive. Darkly hypnotic. They have to go to these floating markets that move all the time. Sorry, his name is Richard. I couldn't remember. Okay, so they're going to this very important supper, and all of a sudden, boom, through the wall comes this girl. A little bit like you don't know what's going on. Like it talks about Richard and his life and with Jessica, and then it talks about this. Well, it's a girl being chased or stalked by two guys. Can't remember their names. They call him Mr. Vandermaud and whatever the other one's name is. I don't see it here offhand. Anyways, when she falls in front of Jessica, but of course Jessica doesn't care. She's like, call an ambulance. We gotta go. We got an important supper to go to. We gotta go now. And Richard, of course, is more of a sentimentalist, has more empathy. And he's like, no, this girl is hurt. And he picks her up. She's like, what are you doing? If you pick this girl up and you don't get to the supper right now, our marriage is off. And da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, this girl's hurt. And the girl begs them not to call an ambulance or police. So Richard takes her back to his apartment. This starts a whole new life for Richard. A life for Richard where he no longer exists above ground, where people really don't see him. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. His job is no more. His apartment is now being rented right out from underneath his feet. They don't even see him there. He's there when the superintendent or the landlord's showing his apartment, and he's like, he has to leave, and he has to go find this girl. She got better and she left, and two of the very evil men had come to his door looking for her, but she somehow hid away. So anyways, in his apartment, he didn't know where she went. So now all of a sudden, Jessica phones and breaks off the engagement. He goes to her work. She doesn't even recognize who he is. His whole life has changed from picking up that girl. Everything has changed. Now he has to enter the underworld, down in the sewers where the rat people are, who talk to the rats, and all sorts of stuff's going on. Floating markets, they have to find a key. The girl's family was killed. They have to go find who killed her family. It starts to bring into a whole lot more characters and a whole life underground. There is one man, Bailey, who lives above ground, up. There's the sewers and the things under your main life, we all know, and then the roof life. So one day, Jessica is some big wig guy, and